I know. Hey Mo, how you doing?
COVID.
COVID hanging in there. Well, we have a lot of
Make it, right?
making some videos. Yeah, making some videos on a cloudy Friday.
Yeah.
Well, we have some questions that applicants are interested in, so we're gonna try and answer those as best the two of us can. We'll cover just the topic a little bit about doing research in a program with different advisors and how you go about that. So I think one question folks might have when they come in is, how limited are our students to studying one topic with a research advisor when they start their program?
Yeah. So the idea is that you kind of get stuck into one topic, or whether you might be able to branch off into different research lines. Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. And it obviously depends depending on who your advisor is. But the way that I would probably approach it as an advisor is that you start off with the student working on, one line of research that's relatively focused for the first year. And then once that gets underway, you can start branching off into additional topics. And in this way, you can kind of build up the pipeline of projects so that you don't have all of your ideas in the idea generation stage and nothing being run. And so it's kind of like a snake
Yeah.
who ate a big deer.
Yeah, just like getting projects at each stage in the research pipeline. Yeah. No, I would agree with that. I think I've done a whole host of different research on different topics. I don't think you're at all relegated to studying like just one thing.
Yeah.
I think you're encouraged to study different stuff, and your projects will probably take you in ways that you didn't expect.
Yeah.
And it might, end up being a different blossoming into something different than what you had planned. So.
And is that what happened with your PhD development?
I think so. I mean, I came in with broader ideas to begin with, and so I was in, in a lab with Jay, who is someone who I think has a lot of different interests, and so there's a lot that can fit under that research umbrella. But yeah, I mean, I started, I actually when I came in, I was really interested in empathy, and I still am. But I remember pitching like a lot of research ideas my first year about that, and then had started on a project on like how people's brains synchronize, which was like kind of loosely related to social connection and empathy and stuff like that. But then things kind of had evolved, and like now I'm spending more time looking at like how people's morals change. So I've definitely bounced around and studied different topics personally.
When I started at grad school, I thought I was interested in social categorization, and I have not published anything on that. So
Yeah, I know it's changed. Yeah, no, so I think there's a lot of diversity in the kinds of stuff you can research, which also is interesting because I think another question that folks have is like, how is that research supported by like different faculty members? Like, do you just work on those different ideas with like your advisor, like your PI, or can you collaborate with different advisors? And I think folks are kind of curious how that works for us here at NYU too.
yeah, I mean, so it's nice here in the sense that it's kind of built into the system that you will have exposure to at least 2 labs, because we have this requirement that you have a secondary advisor sometime. Is it like second year, third year? Oh,
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yes, you're like encouraged to start kind of branching out of the nest and looking for.
Yeah. So it's actually part of the training is to get exposure to different types of research, but also different mentoring styles and different being a scientist. So so it's formally part of the program. But I'm always kind of curious how the students go about figuring out who to talk to become the secondary advisor. Like, how does that work from the student side?
Yeah, I know, like it definitely varies. Some folks, I think, spend a lot of time probably doing research in their primary lab, and some really branch out into multiple labs, even like more than 2, like maybe 3 labs even. And I think it's really, you can just take initiative as a student and like email a faculty member, or maybe you have a class with them. What's that?
We love emails.
You love emails. Yeah, if you write long emails to faculty members where your question comes at the very end of the email, like that's the best email. We're kidding, by the way.
Send me email.
Just for the record, short emails. Yeah, or you can maybe you see talks and just approach them like after a talk or something, or if you have a meeting with them and ideas come up. So I think there's like a bunch of different ways that either students can take initiative, or maybe your advisor suggests that you meet with someone because they recognize that an idea nicely connects with somebody else's work. So I think there's a lot of ways that you can get plugged in and be like, oh, this other lab or this other person would be someone that maybe you could like start a research project with. Yeah. Cool. Well, I think those are a couple of the key topics or questions that applicants might have about like different advising, a number of advisors and topics that you have in a program. There's a lot of other topics that other people will cover in other videos. This is just a little drop in the bucket from 2 people here, but yeah, we can sign off and let other folks handle other questions.
All right, thanks.